everyone. So in today's video, I am finally sharing with you guys our curriculum choices for our homeschool for the 2021-2022 school year. Try saying that out loud. Oh gosh, it just sounds very strange saying those years out loud. 2021-2022. So if you are new here, hello and welcome. We are a homeschool family. We are also a large family. We have 10 children and we are adding our 7th student this year, which is even crazier to me. So in this video, I am going to be talking about almost every single grade level that we have going on. It's a lot. I'm just gonna kind of like plow through from the oldest student all the way to the youngest. Now, whenever I say we're adding our 7th student, she will be going into kindergarten. I will probably talk a little bit about preschool type stuff for my younger kids because they are a part of our homeschool as well, even though they aren't like necessarily school age. We have to include them and keep them involved. So our oldest is 15 now. She just turned 15 and she is going into the 10th grade. So she's going to be a sophomore. So I actually have my handy dandy notes over here to keep my brain straight, and these are very much well-loved notes. Water has been spilt. Tears have probably been shed over this. Toddlers have gotten a hold of it. So we're just going to get started, and I will start with our 10th grader. To also preface, I will be sharing our group subjects as well in this video, but like I said, we are going to start with our high schooler. So Taylor is our oldest daughter. She just turned 15, and like I said, she is going into the 10th grade. I might get a little emotional in this video. Oh, here you go, baby.
Is that mine?
No, that's for Miley. Okay, so moving on, Taylor, 10th grade. So in last year's video, I shared that we would be doing American history with her. Well, that did not happen. She did start this curriculum. I think she was in like lesson 3. And in co-op, they were doing real life. In our co-op, they were doing government and economics. So once I realized that, I was like, you know what, that's a lot of work at once. So we put down American history. So she will be doing American history this year because last year she did do government and economics. So she received a half credit for each of those. So that gave her the full credit for history that she needed. So we will be using master books for American history. And actually, it might be easier if I just include Addison in this as well. So Addison is also going to be doing American history alongside Taylor. So I ordered the extra student book for Addison. So it kind of worked out good because they can work together. I was like, we'll have like our own little mini history class here at home. So like I said, they will be doing that together. They will also be doing home economics together. I got this from Christian Light Education. Home economics level 1 kind of goes over a lot of just the book work and learning stuff from, caring for your home, your favorite, excuse me, y'all, I'm like, how many weeks am I? I'm 29 weeks pregnant with our 11th baby. And my reflux is like on fire today. I almost didn't even do this video because of that. I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to talk too much, but I just decided to go with it. So please excuse me. My reflux is flaring up really bad today. So anyways, home economics. I just kind of like the idea of this. I thought it would also be an easy elective credit for them to work on because they do have a lot of other work that they are doing. But so far Addison has already started and she really seems to like it and she's correcting everything that I'm doing in the kitchen, y'all. I'm like, all right, kid. So, home economics will be 1 full credit for each of them. And then next year they will do home economics level 2. And that's where they kind of do like hands-on projects. And depending on, like, right now, their introduction to the kitchen is the one that they're on. There's 10 light units with this course. And I may just, like, if they want to get their hands dirty, like, go ahead and bake a cake or some bread or something. They know how to do a lot in the kitchen already. So I just thought that it would be good to go along with a elective credit for them. All right, so next in our co-op, both of them will be doing the financial peace course, the Dave Ramsey course, and that will be a half credit for each of them. And then I think this is where we split up and things are different. No, so I have not signed them up for this yet, but I'm going to sign them up for American Sign Language, and that will be a full credit, and that will be their foreign language. They are both very interested in it. And so again, I don't know if they'll end up in the same class because that will be a virtual class through our state. And that will be, you know, with a different teacher than me. Okay, so then moving to Taylor. Taylor in our co-op will be taking chemistry, and they are using Exploring Design with Chemistry. I do not have that book yet. I have purchased it. Actually, a friend of mine found it for me used, which I was so excited about because I was just about to order it brand new, and it's saving me about, I think, $20, which is awesome. So I got her a composition book, one of these ones for like a lab book. I was told, recommended to go with that course, so that's for Taylor. And again, she will be doing chemistry. She will also be doing geometry with teaching textbooks, which is all online. She just finished driver's ed. So that's super exciting. And that's also a half credit. And then for language arts, literature, English, it's probably would be considered an English 2 credit. She will be doing The Good and the Beautiful High School 2. I don't have those books yet, but I will have them very, very soon. Okay, so her last course, are y'all ready? Oh my goodness, this is so much. So like high school, it's like real, y'all, okay? So her last course that she will be doing this year is Essentials in Writing, okay? I got her the level 9. She is an avid reader. She can write, but she does not care to write. And it's been a struggle ever since day one homeschooling her. And so I told her I wanted her to give me one good writing class, a solid writing class, so that I know that she's got all the basis down and that she would be ready for writing papers for college. So that is what she's doing. We'll go from there. I know that there will be writing along with in the Good and the Beautiful course. So I think that they will kind of intertwine and go together, like the Good and the Beautiful writing assignments she can actually use for this course. I chose the online portion, so she just has to kind of like sign in, and I'm really excited about that and kind of relieved. I am not that good at teaching writing, and I have learned over my homeschool career is whatever I am not good at. Okay. Whatever I am not good at in my homeschool career, I can outsource. And that is a curriculum that I'm excited to outsource. Okay, so I told you a lot of what Addison is doing. So she's doing, like I said, American history along with Taylor. American Sign Language, it will probably be separate from Taylor. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We've only done one virtual class so far, so we will see how that goes. She will also be doing the Financial Peace course at our co-op. And then instead of doing the Good and the Beautiful with her, for her English 1 credit, okay, I love the Good and the Beautiful. I think it's a very good, solid curriculum, but I don't think it works necessarily for every student. Addison has used it for several years, and there's just not a ton of repetition with the Good and the Beautiful. And I really just kind of felt like, let me try something different with Addison. If it doesn't work, I have level 1 for high school that we can go back and reference. I mean, I'll have to get the student book, which is perfectly fine. But I'm going to try Christian Light Education English 1 course for Addison and see how she likes it. So I told her, like, let's get through 1 or 2 units and we'll just see and kind of play it by ear. So we might switch her to the Good and the Beautiful. But for now, the only thing that seems very solid, there's 10 light units with this as well. The only thing that I don't like about it is it doesn't have dedicated selective readers for the year. But I can always add that myself. It's not a big deal. So anyways, that is what Addison will be doing. And along, she will be also doing home economics, like I said, with Taylor. Moving on to science for Addison, she will be doing Exploring Creation with Physical Science at our co-op. So to explain our co-op the high school classes, they do all the labs in class with their, friends, classmates, and then they have all the book work and tests that they need to do at home. So this is what Addison will be doing for science. So I'm ready for an intermission. How about y'all? So, all right, so Addison is doing 1, 2, 3 classes alongside Taylor, 4 classes alongside Taylor. That's one cool thing about homeschool, like how it kind of works out. And I know like Peyton and Addie will end up pairing up, and maybe even Peyton and Taylor later on, like once Peyton goes in high school. So Addison will also be doing teaching textbooks for math. And I do believe that's it. I think I covered all of Addison's subjects alongside Taylor's, besides the science. So Addison, I didn't mention, I apologize. She is 13 right now. She turns 14 at the beginning of August. And she is going into the 9th grade. So it's going to be quite an interesting year. So Peyton is our third daughter, and she is 12 and will turn 13 at the beginning of September. And she is going into the 8th grade. So she's kind of in a unique position. She has 2 older sisters that she's very close with who are in high school, and Addison obviously is going into high school. So Peyton actually will be taking physical science in our co-op as well. It will not be a credit for her though. It's just like you can't count a credit when they're in the 8th grade. So she will still be taking the class though, but I don't have to make sure like that she does all of the work like I do with Addison. Addison have to make sure everything is done for it to be a high school credit. So anyways, she is doing that. She is also doing math on teaching textbooks as well. And then she, like I said, she's kind of in a unique position. Let me first finish. My brain's going faster than what my mouth can. Anyway, so Peyton, I've already printed it, is going to be doing level 7 of The Good and the Beautiful. So all printed out, ready to go. Oh, she actually really enjoys The Good and the Beautiful. And it works good for her. So I'm keeping her where that's at. So like I said, Peyton is in a unique position. So she will be middle school, obviously. And I want her to still be with our group subjects in our family. But she also is in kind of like some of the older classes in co-op. It will work out. Like I'm not going to put too much work on her. But she will be involved with some of her group subjects. She might not do the science. Like if she's enjoying the science at co-op, she can do that. But if she's like, hey mom, I'm not really enjoying this, she'll join our science at home. So I hope that makes sense. So moving on to the rest of our kids, because high schoolers have so much work, like that honestly makes me so sad. They don't have the time to be a part of our group subjects. So we are doing My Father's World for our group subjects this year. And I am so excited about starting this. We did My Father's World years ago with the older girls when they were little, and we really enjoyed it and we really liked it. It was a lot though with having a lot of kids, which I still have a lot of kids in the younger grades. I was going to say having a lot of kids in the younger grades. I still have that. I think it's manageable. We'll see. Anyway, so we are going to be doing it's the last cycle that they have, 1850 to modern times. And in that, we will be doing volume 4 of Story of the World. These books are heavy, y'all. Oh my word. So I got everything in. And then the science that goes along with that is exploring creation with chemistry and physics. So I'm like, we've got a lot of science going on this year. So again, if Peyton is enjoying the co-op science, she can stay with that. If she's not, she will still be in class, but then she can she doesn't have to do the book work is what I'm saying. She'll do the book work for this. I hope that makes sense. You homeschool moms get me, right? With a bunch of kids. So, okay. With the My Father's World, I will have Peyton, Jackson, Miley, Logan, and Reagan. And Reagan will be like more sitting at the table and participating kind of when she wants. She will pick up on plenty of it, but I'm not going to require her to do like book work with it. So I've got to put together, I haven't done it yet, all the student books for it. So they will each have a student book to go along with that. So that's the group subjects. And Megan over at Pennies and Salt did a great walkthrough of this curriculum. She is great at explaining curriculums and getting you to fully understand how they work and function. That's part of the reason why I decided to switch and buy this. I will link her video for you guys if anybody's interested, because she can explain it in great detail so much better than I can. So go check that out if you are interested in My Father's World. It is a very fabulous curriculum, and I'm looking forward to diving into it. Okay, so Jackson, Miley, and Logan. Jackson's going into 6th grade. Why did they grow up, y'all? Miley is going into the 4th grade, and Logan is going into the 3rd grade. So their schooling is very similar, so I will just kind of explain them all together. Jackson will be doing math on teaching textbooks. That has been working great for him. We will keep him going with it. Miley and Logan are going to be doing CLE math. Now, I switched Miley last year to CLE math, and it has gone so much better for her. She needs book math. She cannot go on the computer yet for math, which is perfectly fine. Every child is different. And that's one thing I think is so important to remember in homeschooling is we can't just do one thing across the board necessarily for some children. We've got to try to, get what works for each kid. So this definitely worked well for Miley. And so with Logan approaching going into the 3rd grade, I was like, you know what? I really have been super happy with CLE math. I'm going to put Logan in that because, like I said, it has just gone well. I like the way that it's laid out and it's very thorough. So Logan will also be doing that. So we also switched last year to CLE, Christian Light Education, for language arts and reading for Jackson, Miley, and Logan. Okay, I just grabbed one set of books. So each of them, the reading book, it's like, is this even the right reader? I just grabbed stuff because I didn't want to pull everything out. Anyway, so each reading comes with a reader book, and obviously they read stories out of it. And then there's light units that go along with it for comprehension questions, vocabulary, and all of that fun stuff. So this has gone also well. So we are continuing that. I think I switched right before Christmas because what we were doing wasn't working. And so I switched. So we will just be picking up where we paused in our book work. So they will also be doing language arts. Okay. In switching, again, this has gone well. I had to change things up a little, some more. It has become very evident that a few of our kids have a processing disorder. So we have been working, it's been evident for a while. We have been working hard for a while and trying to navigate and figure out what will work for them and individually. So I've changed a lot of things and even how I'm teaching them. And I'm happy to say that I feel like we are in a good spot right now. There was many moments of, I think they're fine. I don't think that they have this processing disorder. And it seems like things would be going great. And then it's almost like such a decline. So we sought help. We are seeing a tutor once a week for each of them, which is a lot, but it is well worth it. We are seeing some vast improvements. And in that is partly why I added something else to CLE. So I don't want to stop doing this. They will be doing this 2 days a week, okay? Because I just think it still is a great curriculum. And in that, if y'all saw my videos of the unboxing of All About Reading, it's partly why that's why we switched to All About Reading. Because of the multisensory approach. So I have level 1 and level 2 that I have been working with all 3 of them. Obviously, so 1 kid's in this, 2 kids are in this. And it has gone great. We are diving in. We are still doing this throughout the summer. And my goal is to do an All About Reading lesson 3 days a week. And on the other 2 days, I'll do the CLE reading lesson. So I hope that makes sense. I got this idea of alternating from Katie with Life in the Mundane, and actually Katie with Life in the Mundane also has a ton of videos of, again, explaining all about reading beautifully, so much better than I can. I will link her videos below as well. So if you are interested in this curriculum, I highly recommend it. Even if you're not having a struggling reader, it's really good. I am quite impressed and wished I would have switched a long time ago. I will be doing a review video coming up soon on my thoughts on it, because All About Reading did give us level 2 for us to do, and so to do a review video on. So that blessed us immensely. I did purchase level 1 because I was like, some kids weren't ready for level 2. I had to put them in level 1. So anyways, it has been a kind of a hard year in that, honestly, with knowing that there's problems and it just not coming as easy and as naturally as we would want. But we are working our way through it, and I am very thankful to have these resources to help them. So I also purchased All About Spelling. I was like, well, we might as well just dive all the way in. So I believe I have almost all the levels now because I really had to sit down with them with the book and figure out where they were. So anyways, I am sitting down with them and they are doing All About Spelling as well. So that is what they are doing. And I already told you about math, right? In addition, they have their extra classes at co-op. Now, their classes are more for fun. I mean, they don't have homework and stuff like the older girls do because theirs is a high school class. So they do nature study, art, geography, picture study, composer study, and I'm forgetting one thing. I said poetry, hymn study, Shakespeare. So they do all those classes at co-op as well. All right, so moving on to our last student. Are y'all still with me? Oh, so Reagan, I get asked this question every single day about pre-K with Reagan. So if you don't know, I sent Reagan to a pre-K program. It was a private Christian school that's literally super close to our house. So it was easy to get her there and back. It didn't take much time out of my day. Sorry, my hair is like caught in my eyelashes. And it really went very well taking her. She learned a ton. She grew a lot. It was fabulous. But my intentions have always been for her to homeschool for kindergarten on up. I did honestly weigh the pros and cons of sending her to kindergarten. Now, kindergarten would not be paid for. The pre-K was paid for through the state. It's a program that they have. And kindergarten would not be. So there is that too. But so bringing her home, she will be doing kindergarten with me, and I am doing Christian Light Education kindergarten with her. She has already been working in this book and loves it. She is one of those eager learners that just begs you to do school all day. So she is also doing Christian Light Education for math. I have been so impressed with CLE, Christian Light Education's math, that I honestly think I will do this through the 4th grade for the rest of my children. It is just worked out so well. I love the way that it's laid out. It has just been fabulous. I just really like, it has been a good experience with it. I used to do Abeka Math. Abeka Math has been great as well for lower elementary, but I like CLE better. So if y'all remember from my book haul, I also got Hooked on Phonics kindergarten for like $5. I was like, this is definitely worth a try. So we have been already working on this and I really like it. It just adds a different element instead of the workbooks. So we will do this about 2 to 3 days a week, just kind of as needed or as wanted, on top of the workbooks that she will be doing. So that is what Reagan will be doing. She also has a class at co-op as well that she will be participating in. She will be in the K1 class. They do some stuff a little bit differently than the rest of the ages. And she is looking forward to that. All right, so Harper turns 4 in August, and it's towards the mid to end of August that she turns 4. She has a later birthday. She technically could wait a year to do pre-K, or I could do it now. My intentions, I get asked this all the time, is Harper going to do the same pre-K program that Reagan did? Without a doubt, a few months ago, I would have said yes, 100%. But for some reason in my heart, I just felt like I should keep her home. So I haven't finished, I did sign her up originally, but I haven't turned in all the paperwork for it because I felt like she should stay home. This upcoming year, logistics will be a little bit harder to take her. It did cause a little bit of a problem with leaving co-op because co-op's on Mondays. I had to leave the class that I'm supposed to be teaching to go get Reagan and come back. And that did cause a little bit of a problem. And I don't want to be a pain at co-op because I'm there. I'm supposed to be responsible for teaching a class. So Anyways, and there's nobody else that can pick one of our kids up from somewhere. Like Nathan works obviously during the day and it's me. So I don't have anybody else that I can really rely on that one day of the week. So a friend did recently offer, so there might be a possibility. We'll see. But I keep wavering in my heart. I don't know what I want to do. So I don't have an answer to that right now. Some days I think full force, I got this, I can do this. If she's home with me, I will be doing the Good and the Beautiful pre-K with her. And then there's other days where I have all these books laid out around me. And everything that I have to get done in a day, and I get overwhelmed. And I kind of wonder if I should send her because I don't want her to miss out because I've got all of this to get done. So honestly, I am still praying about it. And we will just see what happens.
Mama,
yes.
Make you short.
Okay, I'll be right there. So that's where I'm at with it. I believe in being authentic and real and sharing, being transparent with you guys. I don't have all the answers. And I get very overwhelmed, especially in homeschooling. With that said, I do know that God has called me to homeschool our kids. It doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. Doesn't mean that's not going to be overwhelming. And then whenever I start talking to myself like this, I'm like, oh, you can do this, Jessica. You can do this. But I also want to be realistic too. We're adding another baby as well at the end of September. So I don't know. I don't have any answers. I'm taking it one day at a time and I'm praying about it. So moving on. I hope that y'all enjoyed hearing all of these curriculums that we will be using in this upcoming school year. I am thoroughly excited of the changes that we have made, especially adding All About Reading and adding My Father's World. I think it's going to go very well and help streamline some things that we were already doing. I will leave links in the description box below to the websites of all the companies that I mentioned. Hopefully I remember them all. I'm pretty sure I will. I've got my trusty notes here. And I will also link Megan's video to My Father's World, her flip through, and Katie with Life in the Mundane of her talking about All About Reading, because she honestly sold me on All About Reading. So that's it for our upcoming school year. And I pray that you all have a fabulous school year as we are approaching, whether you are sending your kids to school or, you know, whatever. Everybody's life is different and we all do different things of what works for each of us. And I'm just praying for a blessed school year and smooth sailing. And I hope that you all just have a fantastic day and we'll see you in the next video.